It's 12:15 on Thursday the 3rd of June, and what a massive contrast in the weather from yesterday to today. I had a good sleep in this morning actually. I've got to admit I was tired yesterday. It was the first time I've done like 15 miles, that's 30,000 steps, and I was great all the way through the walk, probably until about the last hour when I ran out of water. Unfortunately, there was a little kind of spa shop and I bought some water and recovered myself fairly quickly. So my water lasted more or less exactly right all the way through, and I had a bottle of Lucozade as well, and what a lovely drink that was. But today I've parked the van where I've been now for the last 2 or 3 nights, simply because the internet signal there is as good as I've had anywhere on this walk. It's on 3 bars, and the film that I put on yesterday, which is from Glenluce to here, that uploaded in about 20 minutes. That was incredible. Normally it takes about an hour and a half or more, and so I'm pleased that I've got that to come back to when I've done this film. It's not going to take long to put on. It's not going to be a massively long film. It's only a 6-mile walk, which should take me about 2.5 hours, maybe 2 to 2.5 hours. I'm sure there's things I'm going to see on the way, and there's going to be cafes and all that kind of thing. But this is going to answer a lot of questions that have been running through my mind while I've been here in Stranraer. I've been thinking, well, I've just about walked the A75 from Carlisle, and you've seen me struggling with all the traffic and the convoys of big trucks and all that kind of stuff, and me thinking that they're all coming to Stranraer. Well, in actual fact, they aren't. They're going to a place where I'm walking to today, and that's a place called Cairnryan, and I can see it clearly from here. And I've just seen a ferry in the far distance that's sailing away from there. And I spoke to a couple of ladies this morning, very nice ladies, very knowledgeable, asking them, well, why don't I see these ferries coming into Stranraer? And they say, well, that closed down 11 years ago. And that accounts for the docks looking quite derelict, not much going on. And I'm looking from here to the railway station. There used to be a railway train that would obviously take people away more or less immediately off the boat onto the train, and that's just a single line, but apparently that's still open and it still runs up the coast. I'm not quite sure entirely where to, but you can see that Stranraer, has got a bit of a redevelopment to do. My first impressions were not good, but I've got to be honest with you, it's growing on me because the people here are so friendly. Where I've been parked, which is right on the docks, the number of people who've come and knocked on the door and said, hello, how are you and where are you going, and very nice conversations, very nice people, and that means a lot to me, and it's good. And plus the fact that it's free, nobody bothers you there at all, it's quiet and peaceful. You get one or two of the sort of teenagers or young 20s or something making a bit of a noise maybe on a night when they're leaving the pub, but you expect that when you park right next to a dock. It's the same in Grimsby or Hull or Liverpool or anywhere, and so I'm not too worried about that. So as I say, I'm just taking it easy today. I feel much better for having a rest up until midday. It's not going to take me long, and I'm going to try and make it as interesting as possible for you. So, if Ralph was here, and you'll know about it when he is, he would say, here we go. But I'm going to say the usual. See you, Jimmy! Well, it's just about 1:30 now and I'm doing fine. I managed to find a little snack bar for a cup of tea, which was just like an oasis. Not that I'm that desperate actually, because I had about 4 cups of tea this morning before I set off, and I just had a nice leisurely 2 or 3 hours just sitting there working out 1 or 2 things in the future, and it was very nice and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the weather forecast is due to sort of cheer up quite considerably by about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock according to the BBC weather forecast, and that would be nice. But you've just seen a sign back there saying coast path walk 4 miles to Cairnryan. Well, I'm not walking on the coast path simply because it's along a really sharp, pebbly beach. There's lots of rocks and all that kind of stuff. And after yesterday, that wouldn't do my legs any good at all. I hate pebbly beaches, and it's much better on the road. I can get a move on, and I'm walking really well. And I'm feeling very happy. I had a nice big breakfast this morning, and it means that with a bit of luck, depending on the bus timetable, I might be back in Stranraer by about sort of 2:30, 3 o'clock, but I'm not going to count my chickens. I'm sure there's going to be something somewhere I can get a cup of tea and something to eat before I set off back. So the reason I'm stopping short at Cairnryan is obviously I want to have a look at the ferry terminal, and I'll probably get a cup of tea or something like that. But it was too far for me to walk in one go to Ballantrae. Plus the fact the coast path actually goes up hills and will eventually drop back down onto the coast, and I just thought it would be better to, it's impossible to split it in half, but doing this first 6 miles is very important, because then tomorrow I can drive the van up to Cairnryan, leave it there and walk to Ballantrae, and then get the bus back. That's the air bus. There's a fairly frequent service that runs down here, so that's my plan. I don't think I'm going to change that. I don't think there's anything I could change it to, but I'm quite sure that'll work. And if you look at the signposts that I keep featuring, really, it gives you a clue where I am. And it's only 41 miles to Ayr now. When I say only, that being realistic is about a 4-day walk, but it will again be another one of those milestones. I'm looking at 2 beautiful horses as I'm speaking to you, and one of them's moving slowly towards me. I think he needs a bit of attention, so I'm going to go and talk to him. Come on then, fella. Are you coming? Are you coming?